What's up, beautiful people? You already know this is Levar, aka Ramzie, the editor-in-chief of Snub Magazine. And today on the Sit Down, we have a very special guest. Many of you already know who this is, but on the Sit Down, I don't introduce the guests. The guests introduce themselves. So without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and pass it to our guest, and then we're gonna jump right into the conversation.
Oh yeah, thank you so much. Well, I am the romance dealer. I am Q Parker, born and raised from Atlanta, GA, music industry vet, executive, artist, songwriter, producer, philanthropist, husband, father, and just a lover of life, man. One fourth of the founding member and one fourth of the R&B group 112. Um, and again, man, just a lover of life.
Definitely, definitely. Well, number one, like I told you, thank you for joining us today. And we don't call it an interview, we call it a conversation because we like to just keep it real on how everything is. So we're gonna jump right into it. You've had a career span over decades of music and giving the world music, from multi-platinum success to entrepreneurship to philanthropy. What keeps you motivated and grounded all these years?
The thing that keeps me motivated and grounded all these years is my love for doing it. And because I think if you mistreat it, you can lose the love and the connection to it. And so I always look at this opportunity that I have and that I've had as just a blessing. And so I guard that very, very delicately. And because I guard it, it allows me to still have fun. It allows me to still move the way that I move, continue to meet people and continue to impact people. And because I stay in a positive space, that in turns yields my creativity to continue to flow. And so here I am in year 30, still excited about putting out records and putting out new music. And I think all of that is because I've guarded my excitement, my emotions, my business in this game to where I can still have fun and be excited.
Definitely. So kind of want to take it back to the beginning. As a founding member of 112, you helped define the sound of the late 90s to early 2000s R&B. What did those early years teach you about artistry and longevity? Because right now we see a lot of people just always trying to have those one hits and then they just fall off or they want a viral moment. What did those early years teach you about artistry and longevity?
Those early years were a lot of artist development. And so um, that would turn out to be a key component to the artist that I am today. I'm committed to the work. I've always been committed to the work, and those early years of artist development helped shape my mindset, helped shape me as an artist, and it instilled in me work ethic and commitment to a regimen. And so my motto present day is regimen plus consistency equals results. And I stay married and committed to that. If I put in the work, results are going to happen. And so those early years really helped shape me in terms of my drive, my focus, the vision, and the creativity. And that was because of artist development being valued back then.
Definitely. I actually was talking to someone previously, and I kind of brought that up about it. You don't see a lot of people in artist development. You just see them being thrown out. Even when it comes down to like when we do interviews over here at the publication, sometimes you sit there, you're like, "What's going on at this moment?" Like, no, don't do this. So that's a key. That's a key element. It may sound simple to people, but you don't see it all the time. When
Yeah.
people are on the carpet, like on the red carpets, and we're interviewing them, and it's like, no, 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 don't do that, don't do that. Like
He
you wanna
said,
try to guide them.
what's going on here?
Right. So yeah, I appreciate you bringing that up. So you've written for legends and you worked with so many people. How did those experiences influence the growth of a songwriter and a vocalist for you and bringing it into your solo career?
Yes, great question. Anytime I get to be creative, whether that is for myself, my group, or any other artist, I take pride in that because we're now taking an idea, a fantasy, a wish, a desire, putting words to a melody, putting all of those to music for people to go out here and tell the story. And deliver the message as authentic as possible. And so I look at those as just opportunities and reps. If you're familiar with basketball, just the more you shoot the shot, the more it becomes natural. It's like if you practice like you perform, then the performance feels like practice. And that's just how I've kind of walked the walk and talked the talk, whether that was with my group, myself, or any other artist. And so because I put those reps up during my earlier years, it is now very, very comfortable for me to articulate my thoughts for me as a songwriter and as an artist, but also for other artists as well.
Definitely. So let's talk about the title evolution. Well, let's go back. You described yourself when you did your introduction. You described yourself as the romance dealer. What sparked that concept, and how does it connect to the message behind your upcoming album?
Yes. The romance dealer came from just a conversation I had with my co producers, Al Jamal, Elvis Felly, and Jay Bush Tario, Rico Love, Ghost Kid, and just figuring out, what's the lane that we can occupy, Q, you know. And, I'm one of those artists that I don't want to be one of the many. This is why I take my time. I survey the landscape, and I identified that a key component that I'm not gonna say was missing, it just wasn't as heavily seen,
Mhm.
was the romance department. Cats weren't really singing about love and romance and being gentle and soft and sensual and sexy and passionate and um we identify like, yo, that's a lane that we can occupy. And from a joke of just saying, yo, we're gonna be out here just dealing romance and just pushing romance, came the title Romance Dealer, because everything about who I am is just an R&B guy. And when we signed up back in the day to be an R&B male vocalist, we said that we were going to be romantic. We said that we were going to be soft and gentle and vulnerable and honest and committed and all of those things. We said we were going to do those. And I just think that over the course of the years, guys kind of got away from that. But I wanted to set my foundation and my footing in a space that the people can identify me as such. But I just felt like I needed to kind of usher them into the space that I wanted them to come in. They see the title, commit to it, and enjoy this journey and this ride with me.
I think that's kind of deep what you said, because I think a lot of times, like even to this day, because I love R&B music, R&B soul, like classic.
Yes.
I don't look sometimes at the stuff that's recently out, unless like I hit like a Jasmine Sullivan, you know what I'm saying, like some of those
Yeah.
things like that. But like most of
Yeah.
the time, I'm hitting the early '90s or something to even listen to the artistry of like romance. Or if you want to be romantic, you take it back like all the way to be those. So.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
know, people don't understand that. So that's a dope that you described yourself as that. The title, The Evolution of Romance, feels personal. What does evolution represent for you, both as an artist and as a man?
Evolution just means growth. And I wanted to tie evolution and romance together because uh, going on 30 years means I started as a teenager, early 20s, and to now be approaching 50 next year, there's just truly an evolving as a man, as just an individual, someone who is committed to the community and philanthropy and being present. And so, yeah, now 2025 Q Parker has evolved.
Uh,
But because I've evolved, now my take on romance has evolved as well. And so just marrying those together, evolution of romance. Again, I've evolved, but I also wanted to contribute to the evolution of romance because, like you said, when you think of romance, you go back in the day. And
yeah.
so I want to give my present day experience of romance and my take on romance to show that it has evolved from when the OJs did it, from when
Mhm.
Luther Vandross did it, from when Freddie Jackson did it, and Babyface and all of those guys did it. So it's just an evolution of just growth of manhood, maturity, and romance.
Definitely. You kind of brought up that you want this album to be a conversation kind of like between men and women and just the affection, courtship,
Yes.
support. What what do you think the dialogue has been missing in today's music when it comes down to that?
just no dialogue. Like I feel like the angle in which the greatest songwriters approach music is a conversation.
Yeah,
Can this song be played that totally embodies your sentiments, your thoughts, your feelings, and your emotions without you saying a word?
right.
And the easiest way to get someone to connect with a song is to make it relatable, make it a part of a conversation, and make it conversational. And so when you get to these areas in your relationship and you need to articulate your feelings and emotions, all you have to do is press play. And because I've been a songwriter for so long and I've studied some of the greats, I've embodied that ability to be able to narrate and become an orator on romance and love and generosity and chivalry and charisma and sexiness and all of those things being smooth.
Right.
There were things that R&B dudes just do. It's certain things R&B dudes don't do.
Yeah,
Um, that's a part of the R&B kit that we said we was going to abide by.
definitely. And it's kind of something that I'm thinking of. Sometimes in music, when you listen to the music, it doesn't remind some of the music that's out today. Sometimes don't remind you of anything that's happened really in your life. You hear all these other stuff. You're
Yeah,
like, are you really telling the truth about who you are? Because you can tell when music when it's personal, when someone's
yeah,
singing, or when someone went through, when someone went through a breakup, you knew that song after that breakup, you knew that album was about to be that album because they went through
absolutely,
that.
absolutely,
Um,
absolutely.
so it kind of brings up the whole thing of like you said, like just building that conversation. Beyond the studio, you have Q Parker Legacy Foundation, and it continues to build a major impact around the world. What inspired you to create
Yeah.
it, and how does it reflect your purpose beyond music?
Man, I'm just a giver. And giving of my time, my resources. A lot of people have poured into Q Parker, the artist, Q Parker, the man, and all of those things. And so the fact that I have an opportunity to now give back, it means a lot to me. And I give back to the community, but I'm also a giver of my thoughts and ideas. I'm giving to the public these songs and these ideas so that now they can benefit from my giving. And I didn't just stop at just giving of my gift, but
Right.
I also wanted to add to the giving of my gift from a musical standpoint, giving of my time, my resources, my relationships, so that my community can be affected in a major and a positive way, because someone in some part of your life needed somebody to assist you in helping you get to the next level. And because I'm a person of influence, I think once you get to a certain status, it's mandatory that you figure out a way to give back. I believe in the African word Sankofa, because
Mm,
as an elder statesman, you have to look back and pull the next generation along with you. And when you don't do that, you stop the growth. It's like running a relay race. If I don't pass the baton, it drops to the ground, we lose. And
right.
so if I look at the as at, if I'm looking at life as a relay race, the OGs gave it to me. And so now I got to securely give it to, and not just give it, I got to securely give it. That means I can't look away until I know you securely have it in
Right.
your hand. And I can do that by how I am as an artist, but also how I am as a leader, an activist, and a philanthropist.
Definitely. It's funny that you touched on the word Sankofa because I'm a Howard alum, and so across the street was a place called Sankofa that we used to
Yeah,
go to eat and like get knowledge and everything like that. So that's dope that you
yeah.
that you even brought that into the perspective of it. And yeah, I think sometimes that even when I came into like the media world and some of the entertainment world, because I started off early when I was like 16 when I started just building my
Mhm.
own brand and stuff like that. You didn't see it. You saw a lot of gatekeeping. We
Yeah,
have a lot
yeah,
of people that were like guiding us and just taking our hand and be like, don't do this. You had to learn like the ugly way, like, why you
yes,
we're not working with you no more. It's like I didn't mean to do it, So
yeah,
yeah, guiding the way and showing people, and that's a major accomplishment to make sure that we do, especially in our communities, because we definitely need it at this moment. Um,
absolutely.
with the evolution of romance dropping on November 14th, number one, congratulations on that.
Thank
What's
you,
one
thank
feeling you
you.
want fans to walk away from listening to it, and how would you sum up the new chapter of your life in one word?
Evolution. One word is just evolution, and get to see Q Parker for Q Parker and not Q Parker from 112. what I did with my brothers is nothing short of amazing. 30 years of that. But also as I enter into this new season, I have the full Q Parker uniform on, and I just want the public to give me that opportunity to come into your hearts, your homes, your ears, your radio, your media players, and bring some romance into your days, bring some romance into your present, and bring some romance into your ears. And just have that opportunity to do that without any connections, without any hang-ups, without any what was, but this can we just I want us all to live in the what is.
Right. So the last week, three questions that we have are what we have in the number three of snub is at the end of our name. They're the questions that we usually give everybody on it. What's three words that best describe who you are as an individual?
Who I am as an individual, people lover, um, fun, full of laughter, uh, and a lover of life. And I know you said words, but I just use phrases, man. I just
It
love life, man.
definitely, definitely. And next question is, if you could be in anybody's shoes for 24-hour, past or present, whose shoes would you want to see for 24 hours?
Whose shoes would I want to see for 24 hours? Um, I can't identify the name just right now. I would have
Yeah.
had to think about this, but I'll tell you the type of person that it would have been. I would have wanted to be able to see through the lens of an artist that was a songwriter, extremely amazing vocalist and music creator, but also an activist, someone who was socially
Mhm.
conscious, who cared about the community. And so, is that Marvin Gaye? Is that Stevie Wonder? Is it Nelson Mandela? Is it? Yeah, I can't think of the name, but it would have to be somebody that
Embodied that. Yeah.
embodied those things. Yeah.
Definitely. And your final question for you that we have is many times people look up you're considered a role model in our community, and many times people look on social media or they remember you from the group or they just watched your life in total. What do you say to those individuals that are trying to get to that level? They're like, you know what, I see what Q Parker's doing. I see the greatness that's evolving. What advice did you give to the community to how to reach that level or any type of advice that you want to give to them?
Yeah. Great question. The advice I would give is, A, believe in you. Because when all else fails, man, you have to be able to lean and rely on you. Uh, Again, I go back to my motto: establish a regimen, commit to that regimen, which creates consistency, and then just wait for the results. Because when you marry a regimen and consistency together, the only next thing will present itself are results. Um, Everybody's not gonna sign a record deal.
Yeah.
And so again, educate yourself, seek the information, research those that came before you. There's a reason why Marvin Gaye's journey is what it was. Learn about that so because you can see the pitfalls or the things that catapulted. There's a reason why 112 or Q or whomever you admire, there's a reason why their career did this, plateau, leveled out. Research and look at those things as to what contributed to either of those, the peaks or the valleys. And then, become obsessed with understanding the business.
Mm, definitely. Well, thank you, Q, for just, taking the time to speak with us here at Snub. It was an honor and a privilege to speak with you. If any other projects or anything you have going on, know that we're here to support you, and we mean that
Yes,
wholeheartedly. If there, and also, who knows, maybe one day we can get Q on the cover, make it happen,
I would love that. I
or
would love that.
work on some other stuff behind the scenes like philanthropy or anything like that. Let us know. We are definitely here to support you. We definitely appreciate you and keep doing what you're doing. We're very proud of you.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Keep going, all right?
Absolutely.
All right,
Won't
have a good
stop. Can't stop.